This is MrBeast. He is a very large content creator. You probably heard of him, unless you're living under a rock. He has hundreds of millions of followers and everywhere. In fact, he's so big and famous, he's starting an amusement park. Next week, Beastland, our brand new theme park, opens. We build custom games modeled after our videos that don't exist anywhere. And then he shows some generic AI SFX slop as the visuals here. This is incredible. It's incredible. MrBeast went from generic guy gooning in his living room all the way to creating a giant theme park. I wonder where it's gonna be. Maybe Florida? The Tower Siege. Wow, the Drop Zone. He made a game for people that like zip lines called Airmail. Dungeon Escape? Bro, tickets? Oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. This has gotta be in Florida or something. What is the reasoning for this location? What location? Beastland, a new theme park inspired by MrBeast, is located in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Gentlemen and female gentlemen, what is going on? What the Islamic takeover is happening? They're buying all of our people. It's a new zone within the Riyadh Season 2025 event situated at the back of the Kingdom Arena. Beastland is scheduled to open November 13, 2025. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia? Bro, why didn't you decide to make this in America? Well, MrBeast responds why he picked Saudi Arabia and not somewhere in America. His response is, it's the middle of the world because a majority of my audience is outside America and we have big Middle Eastern fan base, wanted to give them a chance to participate. So that's a lie. Like, what are we? To be clear, MrBeast also chose Saudi Arabia because he signed a deal with the Saudi-funded Riyadh season earlier this year, and Beastland was part of the deal. Thank you, community notes with 4 separate links to evidence. Holy shit. Yeah, sure, man. Sure. You're building a giant theme park for billions of dollars in Saudi Arabia because you wanted to pick a place in the middle of the world, which is round. So any place could technically be the middle of the world. This is retarded, and you know it, and it's because you are trying to launder the reputations of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This is not the first time we're seeing it. It's not the last. Dude, I feel like sometimes I'm like a little too on the nose. All right, now it might sound Islamophobic when I say this, and I obviously don't want to offend Zohran Mamdani's aunt, but they're trying to conquer the world. The radical Islamists, they say it in their own doctrines that they want to conquer the world, and they realize that they can't through war because they got obliterated in the Crusades, so they can't do this through war, so they're doing this another way. The other way is literally simple. They're creating a Sharia law amusement park in the middle of Saudi Arabia because it's the center of the world, MrBeast. Diabolical community note. Now, let me remind you what MrBeast said about his chocolate making.
70% of the world's cacao comes from West Africa. Sadly, most farmers here earn less than $1 a day. And that's why over 1.5 million children are involved in illegal child labor.
Wow, that's child slavery for those of you that didn't understand.
I knew festivals had to do things differently. That's why 100% of our cacao is fair trade certified. We pay farmers a living income reference price, and we only work with farms that use child labor monitoring and remediation systems. When
we only use legal child labor.
Farmers are paid fairly, their kids can go to school, and the farmers can...
We pay them 4 cents per chocolate because obviously we don't want them to starve or anything.
It's on growing the best cacao. That is where the quality of Feastables chocolate truly comes from.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the diabolical irony. So Feastables, he makes this whole thing about how you should buy my chocolate and not the other chocolate because my chocolate doesn't have child slaves. Anyway, we're building a theme park in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where they literally have child slaves. There are today millions of slaves in Saudi Arabia. What are we talking about? I mean, aside from, executing people for stating their opinion, or executing people for, disavowing Islam, or executing women for showing their hair in public, they also have slaves, if all those weren't good enough for you. So MrBeast does this whole shtick about making chocolate that doesn't use slave labor in Africa, and then he rolls in bed with Saudi trillionaires that literally have slaves. All right, dude, we see what's happening. And this reputation laundering is diabolical. Tucker Carlson is a right-wing commentator that for his entire career as a Fox News host, he constantly warned about the danger of radical Islam. He talked about it constantly in regards to Iran and everywhere else. Well, anyway, here's him doing a giant hour-long interview with the government of Qatar, where he basically just kind of says that they're the good guys the entire time. Here's him doing it. He did an hour-long interview with the president of Iran, you know, the guys that chant on the streets, death to America, to Iran. And he did an entire interview with those guys for some reason, kind of laundering their reputation. Here's Tucker Carlson saying how Sharia law is actually a good thing.
But you should know, Seth, that the real danger is Sharia law. Sharia law. And you can tell when you go to a place like Abu Dhabi or Riyadh, like, oh man, I hope
once again, let's launder Riyadh a little bit more.
Don't ever wind up with a society like this.
You know, a society where they execute women in public for showing their hair. Did you know that the law in Riyadh is that if a woman gets raped, they execute the woman? Did you know that that's like a law there? And because of that, the rape is considered 0. Because, well, it's technically not considered rape. It's considered the woman being immoral.
With a rape rate of 0.
There's the rape rate of 0. Rape rate of 0 because nothing's considered rape. Interesting choice of wording.
Where you leave your
not nothing, obviously, but a lot.
Keys in your Lamborghini and don't ever worry about it being stolen. And, you know, if people want to get wasted, they do it at home. You know?
Yeah, because if they got wasted in public, they would get executed.
I mean,
like, we understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So anyway, we have this very concerted effort in America, specifically from Riyadh, but also from other places in the, you know, trillionaire radical Islamic world, where they are essentially laundering their reputations a lot. Does Tucker Carlson know that the rape rate is 0 in Muslim countries because if the woman reports the rape, they get executed? So yeah, the rape rate's 0. Also, the women don't report rape because they get killed. Anyway, Bill Burr, he's another famous comedian fellow, much like Tucker Carlson, who's a comedian. Much like Tucker Carlson, who's a funny guy himself. Bill Burr is another comedian. There was a Riyadh comedy festival where they basically got all these comedians flying into Riyadh to do comedy there. This includes some Andrew Schultz, you know, some Gabriel Iglesias. You got some very, very short, small, little comedians, obviously. Most notably, though, you have Bill Burr. Bill Burr decided he was going to the Riyadh Comedy Festival, saying it was one of the top 3 experiences he's ever had. He didn't even hear people screaming death to America over there. That's crazy. So much Islamophobia probably turned him into the way he was. Anyway, Bill Burr is a radical woke retard. He is radical in his woke retardedness.
People that are struggling out there because of these billionaires.
Damn those billionaires, says Bill Burr. A guy that's worth probably, you know, 20 million, but not a billion. No one hates a billionaire as much as a multi-millionaire that wants the virtue signal.
Us all arguing liberal and conservative. We got to stop doing that. Like,
yeah, for the record, the reason why people are arguing liberal and conservative is not because of billionaires. It's because on one side, they're murdering babies, and then on the other side, they're saying that murdering babies is actually not a good thing. That's not really billionaires. I personally think that abortion, if it's done, you know, not to save the life of the mother, then you're murdering a baby. I think that's deplorable. So it's no billionaire that's convincing me to think that the people that are murdering babies are actually doing a good thing. So this right, left, and you have every right to disagree with me for the record. I just think you might be a baby killer. Whatever. So anyway, there's no billionaire that's making this divide. No, the billionaires are mostly funding the baby murder.
I am so tired of hearing about people going to bed worried about what's going to happen next week. There is so much
I'm tired of people worried, like people have been throughout all of human history.
Money in this country, and there's so much work being done.
Bro, you're worth $20 million. Maybe donate some to charity or something.
And if you work a full week at a job, you should be able to pay your rent.
Yeah. So the truth is, and I know that the rent situation is brutal. We need to fix the economy in America, absolutely. But if you're working a full job, you could pay rent.
You shouldn't have to go out and get a job.
No, if you work one full-time job, you can absolutely pay your rent. And if you can't afford an apartment in Manhattan, then you could definitely afford a fucking mansion in Detroit. All right? I wouldn't wish Detroit on my worst enemy, so that's not a good example. But you can absolutely survive if you work a full-time job. Maybe you wouldn't survive exactly the way you want to. That's true. But anyway, blaming it on the billionaires is wild.
And still be struggling. It's bad for the country, because then the kids don't see...
How many people got jobs because they were employed by billionaires, for the record? You know, Elon Musk, through all of his different ventures, he has 100,000 employees around, you know, that he's funding. So, you know, ultimately, you know, Amazon, yes, it's an oppressive shit fuck company. And I don't like them, and I don't like Bezos at all. They gave 100,000 people jobs as well.
Their parents, so they're not getting the upbringing that they need. It's so fucking, these fucking billionaires, they need to be put down.
What?
You know, like fucking rabid dogs.
Whoa.
They're like rabid with fucking greed and just going out and just dividing everybody.
Yeah, so he's directly, in my opinion, inciting violence to kill billionaires. You know, you got to put them down like rabid dogs. That's why he supported Luigi Mangione, the terrorist, and the alleged terrorist. You know, anyway, so this is his thing. You know, he's super woke. You know, we have to put down like rabid dogs, obviously. Rabid dogs, put them down, billionaires. And then he goes dancing like a little in front of trillionaires with slaves in Saudi Arabia. And let's not forget the woke situation regarding MrBeast as well. This is MrBeast responding to an old tweet in 2023 calling out Chris, one of MrBeast's friends, for being, well, let's just say a trans fellow that, well, might potentially be, you know, dangerous to society or something. MrBeast responds with, yeah, this is absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my fucking friend. He uses the wrong pronoun over here. No one tell MrBeast. And things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. And of course, most people in their replies are like, you know, go Jimmy, you're the GOAT, stuff like that. You know, classic. But what's pretty insane is, I didn't even know this until today, Stephen Miller, Stephen Miller, the GOAT in the White House, the deportation GOAT. I can't believe this dude's in the replies. Not transphobia to want to shield children from a pernicious, destructive ideology that promotes chemical castration and sterilization, the amputation of healthy organs and body parts, the blocking of puberty in vulnerable teenagers, the erasure of women, and exploitation of children. I didn't know that he responded, but he was the fucking GOAT since day one. I didn't even know he existed back then, probably, but holy fuck. That's crazy. Anyway, so MrBeast also, you know, all this transphobia is starting to piss me off. And then he opens an amusement park in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. They execute gay people. They decapitate them in public. They have slaves. And you're really gonna sit here on your high horse with your transphobia? Anyway, Chris ended up being revealed to allegedly being like a massive groomer. Yeah, that obviously didn't go over super well. So this tweet didn't age well, actually, because a year later this dude was exposed for potentially being a pedophile. Anyway, we don't really need to get into that rabbit hole. The pedo rabbit hole is something that we do not need to talk about today. What we do need to talk about is, bro, you went from woke to this? You went from transphobia is pissing me off to Beastland opens in the center of the world in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia? Anyway, so there's a very concerted effort of takeover, specifically from radical Islam. This is Mamdani, the new mayor-elect of New York City, and this is him hanging out with Saraj Wahaj. You might not recognize this guy, but he is one of the unindicted co-conspirators of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing and terrorist supporter, who's known for calling for jihad in New York. And this is him hanging out with him, and they elected him. This guy was literally elected after directly taking photos with potential terrorists, actual potential terrorists. It's insane. Now, well, at least this guy's up against billionaires, right? That's what Bill Burr talks about. Bill Burr says the billionaires are bad. So maybe chilling out with terrorists actually isn't so bad if you're up against billionaires. Except oopsie poopsie, he literally does pictures and photo ops with Alex Soros, son of George Soros, a billionaire. So anyway, that's where we're at. These people are all retarded. We're being conquered and invaded subversively, both through population, with people illegally immigrating, and also through ideology, and also, and most, and dangerous, in my opinion, because it's so hard to recognize, and I don't see anyone talking about it, purely about buying our ideology. It's being laundered. It's being directly laundered through useful idiots like Bill Burr or, I don't know, MrBeast opening up Beast Festival in Riyadh. So this guy, Ben of the Week, just made a video. I went to Dubai. I went to the Dubai they tried to hide. So I didn't actually watch this video. I got a lot of people asking me to check it out. So let's see what the Dubai they tried to hide is like. Because everyone likes like gassing it up. Like, you know, Tucker Carlson. They're just such a nice place. It's so clean. And they're billionaires. And everyone says that it's actually a bad thing over there. I don't understand why. I'm just trying to come to the truth of it all. I don't understand why people are implying that it's a bad thing when everything's so nice over there. There's literally no rape. So anyway, I wanted to see what this guy had to say. I've never seen any of his videos before, so I have no idea what I'm getting into.
Hello, mamas. What if I told you that
is advertised as like an actual utopia, but it's literally like everyone shits on America for having slavery, right? Oh my God, America had slaves a few hundred years ago. You know, like every other, every other civilization throughout all of mankind. America had slaves. Anyway, this place is the GOAT, where they have slaves today.
Dubai has everything. It's a wonderful place.
Oh, there it is.
The United Arab Emirates is a
Tristan Tate. Yep, there we go. A Christian guy fighting for justice. Yeah, United Arab Emirates actually is so good, actually.
Slavery.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Woo! You can't have chocolate if you don't have slavery. That's the MrBeast reference right there.
Dubai is essentially the Emerald City. It's portrayed as this glittering utopia.
True.
That is until Glinda and Alphaba pull up and realize that the whole place is propaganda and it actually sucks green chode.
Oh.
But I have more than 2 brain cells and I know propaganda when I see it.
All right.
So I'm gonna go to Dubai.
Oh, I like this
so that
guy.
you don't have to.
Right.
In the very moment that you board an Emirates flight, you were pretty quickly hit in the face with the realization that you're dealing with a level of wealth that you will never even come close to in your lifetime.
Billionaires are all bad. Billionaires are all the bad guys. Remember when everyone decided that billionaires were the source of all of our problems? So we immediately decided to suck the unpolished, hijabbed cock of Saudi trillionaires.
During the flight,
I feel like we're watching our civilization slipping away in real time, and no one wants to talk about it because they're afraid of Islamophobia. Potentially, look, man, I know that 3,000 people were murdered in the Twin Towers, but I really don't want to address the elephant in the room because it might offend Zohran Mamdani's aunt.
snuck from the economy cabin up to the business class cabin, where I noticed that the seats turn into beds and they have like 3-course meals. And then I got a glimpse of something further. I witnessed the first class seats, the ones that are upwards of $50,000, where you get unlimited caviar, your own butler on the plane.
Oh my God.
The doors closed. You can be butt-ass naked in your airplane seat, digging in your butt with the caviar spoon, and not a single person would notice.
It's crazy though, because like, why do you don't need that, man? Like, no one needs this. No one.
I landed the
and again, I am actually I'm not a radical capitalist, but I am a capitalism enjoyer. So I do actually approve of the fact that people that have that amount of money should be able to waste that money on shit like this. It just hurts my little Jewish soul.
Baggage collection area, even that was different from like an American airport where you would be lucky to find like expired talkies in a vending machine.
They have like a wine cellar with bottles of wine that are like $2,000.
I mean, to be fair, they have that in like a lot of airports.
A baggage claim. I've been outside for 3 minutes.
In the baggage claim? Okay, never mind. I've never seen that.
I'm like dripping sweat already.
Awesome.
Now, if you're wondering,
Welcome to the Sand Nation. It's diabolical.
Ben, where are you going to stay, Mr. Influencer? You gonna stay in the $20,000 a night diplomatic 3-bedroom penthouse suite? No. See, when I was just browsing up the beaten path, I came across a place called
Price low to high. Never click price low to high for hotels, man. There's a lot of things you could splurge on, all right? You can get a cheap car, all right, when you're going on vacation. You do not sort low to high for hotels.
the Benita
Just rent a nicer car and sleep in the bag.
Capsule Hotel. And I thought, those are fun. I've stayed in one of those before in Japan. Sign me up. My taxi pulled up to an apartment building with no signs. The lobby didn't really read that of any sort of hotel.
Dude, I'm just noticing. This doesn't at all look like the videos that I see coming out of Dubai. When I see videos of Dubai, it's like clean streets, giant fountains. I don't see it look like a shithole. So, like, and you know, the craziest part is, like, this is the propaganda. Like, when London is like, we are welcoming tons of foreigners. They come from wonderful cultures themselves. Multiculturalism is going to improve our society. Just take a look at theirs. Then they show, like, these giant water fountains and hotels. But they don't show the shitholes. They don't show the fact that there's just people shitting on the street and whatever.
The lobby didn't really resemble that of any sort of hotel. And I thought I had the wrong address, so I gave Benita a call. And she's like, no, you got the right spot. Come up to the 4th floor and knock on room 410. And I questioned as I climbed those stairs if in a few hours I would be dead and my organ would be getting scooped out of my body.
But I heard it was so clean. I was told it was so clean by the influencers that are bought by trillionaires in the government. They told me that it was so clean you could eat off the floor, that you could leave the keys in your Lamborghini. That's what Tucker Carlson said.
So as I climbed the stairs, I looked at the window and it was like that creepypasta image of the hotel that looks like it's in the back rooms. And eventually I reached room 410. I rang the bell and I met Benita.
Hello, is this the Benita Hotel?
Yes.
Okay.
What? The hotel is an apartment? No, I mean like in an apartment building, one of the apartments in the building was turned into a hotel. And the separate rooms in that apartment are all converted into hotel. That's not even legal, bro.
Okay, perfect.
Oh boy. Oh boy, that's what I'm talking about.
Benita took my passport and I never got it back that night.
That's not kosher.
But I didn't fret because she had like a very warm and kind and comforting energy, which was like surprising despite kind of looked like she was living in like the gulag from fucking Call of Duty Warzone.
Thank you.
Let me show you this.
And also she was kind enough to give me a tour of her own place.
This is the bathroom.
Is she walking barefoot through the hotel? Dog.
That
was the tour?
Benita's tour.
Oh my
The
god.
bathroom had notes of sewer gas, bleach, dead animal, and years of feces that had been caked together into like a compound that stunk so bad.
But I was told by Bill Burr that it was a top 3 experiences of my lifetime because everything was so clean.
Shit, but
Oh boy.
room tour. We have a spoon and an empty bottle of oil, some mysterious stains on the wall. This is actually 5 stars. This is a 5-star listing. Good night.
Oh my god, it's amazing. I'm sure that everyone is equally rich. You see, the beauty of the trillionaires in Saudi Arabia is that it's also everyone's a trillionaire actually. All of them are trillionaires. There is no bottom class to society because of how good it is. That's what I was told by my notes, which was written by Saraj Wahaj. That's what he told me to say. Mohammed El Saraj told me also specifically that there's no rape. Rape doesn't happen. Men do not insert their penises without consent. It's a known fact. I was told that. My other friend Abdul Bakar, he was telling me how amazing it is that the women obey under threat of death. I mean, obey because they have respect for men in society. That's what my friend Abdul Bakar told me, and I think he's correct.
The Muslim call to prayer, I think it is.
There it is, baby! 5 a.m. Muslim call to prayer, 1 of 5. Again, it's their culture. They have every right to do what they want in their culture. I'm not criticizing anything like this. Don't want that in America. That's right. Dearborn, Michigan is a Muslim community. They're blasting this shit at 5 a.m. every morning in Dearborn, Michigan.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. I might join in because Lord knows I need to pray right now.
I woke up before dawn because of jet lag and wanted to
He
get...
woke up before dawn because of jet lag, wink, wink, and the Muslim call to prayer that blasts at 5 a.m. Which, again, it's your society, it's your culture, it's your religion. Go for it. Go for it. I just don't want to hear.
You know, the classic Dubai tourist experience, which is, well, I didn't actually know, because what the fuck do you do in Dubai? So I made my way
You just acknowledge how rich it is and flex on Instagram that you're around rich things and that it's better than America. And then you crop the slaves out of screen.
the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. And I knew I wasn't gonna be seeing like anything historical. This would be like a culturally enriching trip. Everything just like felt fake and artificial, like even down to the trees just being fake. What the fuck?
I can't believe I'm at ground zero
It's almost like it's a giant facade that's there to manipulate you.
of Rihanna getting projected on the Burj Khalifa.
The Burj Khalifa's entrance was, for some reason, in a giant shopping mall that had a Tim Hortons.
For some reason, they want you to buy shit.
A skating rink,
Oh,
and a
damn,
giant
that's crazy.
aquarium with like sharks and stingrays.
I mean, to be fair, that is pretty awesome. This is materialism at the max.
In the middle of the desert.
Do not ask me why or how, but it smells like weed. I'm sure it's like an essential oil or something, but it smells like someone is
sure
puffing on the ganja. But I realize that's probably not the case, because they would probably be jailed forever.
I particularly enjoy observation decks, partly because I have a giant fear of heights, and also, I just don't trust this building. But you know what they do have at the top of the Burj Khalifa when you visit?
Slaves?
Sandwiches with caviar.
Bro,
pastries.
I'm telling you, man, this is a materialistic hellscape. Again, it's awesome, and sure, it sounds pretty epic. I would love to visit one day. I like appreciate it. I mean, they'll probably watch my videos and somehow kill me. But realistically, I would love to visit. It would sound awesome. It sounds good. Zoran Mamdani's aunt would approve.
With gold flakes. It gets to
But don't you fucking sit in your goddamn woke chair and talk about how all this transphobia is pissing me off. All right, you could suck a fuck.
point where it's like almost comical. It's like at any like piece of real estate that they have, any corner of the earth that they can have a chance to make it seem luxurious and opulent, they throw some caviar, they throw some gold flakes. But me being vegan, I wasn't hungry for caviar, and even if I wasn't vegan, I'm just not exactly craving having fish come in my mouth, unlike these people. So I walked around the food court, and it felt like I was just in America. There was TGI Fridays, Texas Roadhouse, Cheesecake Factory.
Why did they just build another America in the desert thousands of miles away?
It's almost like you're getting it. You're getting it, man. You're getting it. It's almost like the goal is you. It's almost like you're the target.
Unapologetically confident. That's how KFC makes me feel too.
One Hunter Biden Dubai chocolate milkshake, please.
Maybe I can find something joyous out of this place. Maybe this mysterious hand beckoning me towards Dubai chocolate.
Creepy.
I haven't even tried it yet. The official Dubai chocolate. Yeah. Wow, so many flavors.
I didn't find anything to eat, but I did go on like a little bit of a side quest because the sun felt like 4,000 lasers beaming down from space.
I mean, that you could blame the Jews for that. That's the Jews.
In my skin.
I mean, to be fair, that's probably what they say in Dubai also. So hey, I'm assimilating to Dubai culture as we speak.
So I
again, I do think that a lot of people in Dubai live actual wonderful lives. This isn't me criticizing Dubai, all right? This is me specifically criticizing the propagandists. All right, I want to make that very, very clear. If I was Dubai, I would also want to launder my reputation to the dumb Americans. All right, so don't get me wrong. I am not criticizing Dubai here. I am criticizing the dumbasses that are laundering the fucking bullshit that happens in our nation because they pay them.
Went to Sephora to get some sunscreen.
Who goes to Sephora for sunscreen? You go to Sephora to get your girl a gift. That's the only reason why you go to, or something like that. There's no other reason to go to Sephora.
Hello, Dubai. She said that.
And that's when the curtain started to peel back a little bit even more. I noticed that something felt a little bit off. Something was missing in this Sephora.
You know how you walk into a Sephora anywhere else in the world and they got gay dudes out the wazoo on the ads? They got
no gay dudes in Sephora in Dubai. No.
They got Jeffree Star. They got like all of them. There's not a single one on the ads here.
Yeah,
Makeup by Mario.
Obviously, that's punishable by death.
Yo, where the fuck is Mario?
Like, damn. Like, where did they go?
All right, looked at.
Yeah, I'll tell you where they went. They went to the top of that building you were just in, and then they have a very short trip to the ground floor.
Found the answer. So, being gay and being trans is illegal here. So
all this transphobia is pissing me off. MrBeast 2023, 2 years before he opens up fucking Giga Disneyland in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
That would explain
both civil law and Sharia law criminalize same-sex sexual activity. That's right. Not marriage, activity. Based? Oh, this transphobia is pissing me off, says MrBeast.
the lack of Jeffree Star in the Sephora store. So that's fucking crazy. It's really interesting how at every little turn there's...
I mean, to be fair, they do get, like, a broken clock is right. You know, twice a day, you know what I'm saying? So, like, credit where credit is. A broken clock, right? Twice a day. You know what I'm saying? All right, anyway, let's move on.
You peel back the curtain just a little bit, and there's something very dark and sinister right behind it. But Dubai chocolate, though.
Exactly! I bet you Bill Burr was not joking about the execution of the gays in front of the royals. I'm pretty sure he did not do that.
If you're one of those psychopaths, it's like, I hate gay people, I hate trans people, but I'll stick a fork up my butt for fun.
To be fair, I personally, I am not homophobic. I just hate gay people. To make this, I am not homophobic. I just hate them.
Illegal.
That was a joke. I actually, okay, people are gonna take that too. That was a reference from a TV show. I actually don't hate anybody. I just think gay marriage should be illegal.
Even give your girlfriend a smooch on the cheek in public. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, you can't kiss your girlfriend in public here. They'll beat you with a cane. No, you can't do that. That's obvious.
Like, if you can't smooch on...
To be fair, because people are already asking me about why I said that I'm against gay marriage. It's because, in my opinion, or I'm not... You know me. I have my philosophies and stuff like that. I think that all marriage should have nothing to do with the government. The whole idea of the government being involved in marriage is cringe as fuck. It's a personal, spiritual thing between you and your spouse, and it should have nothing to do with the government. So when I say gay marriage should be illegal, I think marriage should not be a legal construct. I want to make that very clear. That's one. Two, marriage, as it's always been defined throughout all of history, was the spiritual bond between a man and a woman. So I just think that's the definition of marriage. So I don't think any marriage should be considered legal or illegal. It just shouldn't be defined by laws. It's just it's a personal thing. That's one. And two, I think marriage, the spiritual aspect of marriage, once we're getting spiritual about it, that's between a man and a woman. That's my my analysis. If you call me homophobic, I will not care, actually. You could do that if you want.
Man, you can't smooch a woman. What's the secret third thing?
No, you can't. What do you mean? You can't. Of course you can't smooch a woman in public. That's indecent. They'll kill you.
I decided that I hated this area and wanted to find like a bite to eat closer to where I was staying. So I took a taxi, but on the way back, I noticed like bus after bus of these dudes all in the same uniforms in these
They're
like
slaves obviously. Why are you curious about that? They're slaves.
Buses that didn't even look like they had like air.
I mean, you probably thought that they didn't really do that a lot because, you know, Bill Burr, famous anti-rich guy, super woke guy, you know, he goes to dance in front of the royals in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. MrBeast, known for his disdain of transphobia, is there, you know, opening Beast World over there. All right, I mean, to be fair, Tucker Carlson is pretty anti-slavery last I checked, and he's basically glazing them and talking about how the rape rate is 0 and Sharia law is actually a good thing. So are we surprised?
Conditioning. And my taxi driver was surprised to be dropping me off where he was dropping me off because he said that where I was staying was where something called labor camps were. To which I replied, what are labor camps?
That's where the slaves are. They don't put that information on the internet because this is all about rehabilitating the reputation.
And he didn't really want to get into it, but he told me I shouldn't walk around the area that I was staying in. So
I think I should go like explore my neighborhood.
No!
My hood,
Dude, I like this guy. I've never seen his videos, but he's good.
I have no clue where I'm walking to right now. I'm just following this group of people. I'm guessing who were working like in the hospitality industry or construction, and they all got off and they're walking back to their camp. I've heard about these like infamous work camps, but I want to see with my own eyes.
I eventually found a stream of people all walking in the same direction and decided to follow them. And what I also found was a stream of piss.
There we go.
I walked in on this guy pissing in the bush. Sorry. And then I started...
I want to import that guy specifically. I think we need to import him. He would enrich our culture. And by us, I mean Europe. Can we please put him in Europe somewhere? I feel like we could find him a nice corner in some nice alleyway in France.
Signs that straight up said labor camp.
Why is this is the slaves? That's where the slaves go.
Now, this is the part where
Obviously.
I will attempt to describe how slavery exists in 2025.
He's so shocked because for some reason Bill Burr never mentioned that when he mentioned that he took a couple $100,000 to dance in front of Saudi royalty.
The richest country in the world. Companies in Dubai go to other countries like India and say, hey, Indians, would you like to come live in Dubai? We'll pay for all of your housing.
Yeah, in India, you basically have two options. You have three options. You continue to live in India, you immigrate to Canada to become the neo-Canadians, or you become a slave in Dubai. It's pretty simple.
People say, that sounds awesome. I'd love to live in Dubai. They fly to Dubai, all expenses is paid, they land, they take their passport away, and they say, this is where you'll be staying from now on.
Yep.
It's a labor camp where there's 4 bunk beds in one tiny little basic
That is fucked up.
room closet.
Like, it's trafficking and everything.
And you're about to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, sometimes even 120-degree level.
Oh, it's diabolical.
If they ever want to leave, they just have to pay the company that flew them out an amount of money that they'll never actually earn from the job that they work. And so they live out their days in horrible and unsafe working conditions until many are driven to suicide.
And if they don't work, they obviously do not keep them around.
These labor camps.
But can I just say for just a second, there's something really nice about Sharia law. To quote Tucker Carlson, would Sharia law really be a bad thing? Would it though?
As I mentioned,
To quote Bill Burr, we need to put down billionaires like rabid dogs.
places that they are mandated to live at by their company. And by the way, these companies could be like construction companies, could be like hospitality companies, like hotels. But these labor camps make the Bonita Hotel look like the fucking Four Seasons.
What's crazy about these is these aren't like apartments. On the signs outside, they have the name of the company they work for. So it'll be like blah, 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 construction. And, like, these are the places that the people who were like indentured to the company live. Their living arrangements all owned and organized by the company.
Slaves. Where do you think this is coming to New York, coming to a New York City near you? That's right. Owned by the government, means of production controlled by the government. Welcome to radical communism, which is the underbelly of society every time.
You would find like misery and broken spirits. I actually saw like a huge amount of like community impromptu restaurants.
Yeah, it's really nice that the slaves were able to chill out together. It's pretty awesome.
I would get something to eat, but it's all me. I'm so far off the beaten path, bro. I don't even know how to get back to like the main road. I have to take a dirt road to get here. It's really just quite jarring to see how like Dubai's portrayed as this like perfect utopia.
Yep.
But like it takes this. It takes all of this.
That's right.
It takes these dudes working like 10, 12-hour shifts in like 110-degree heat to come home to labor camps every single day to have that.
This is a fucking Brandy Melville entrance. Well, you know what time it is now? After seeing one of the most dystopian things on this planet, time to try an authentic Dubai chocolate bar.
All right, there it
I
is.
finally got dinner that night.
And I'm sure it's delicious.
One Dubai chocolate square, and I ate it as another bus pulled up to drop off
More slaves.
more migrant workers.
That's so crazy.
Bruh.
This is such a dystopian image. Him just taking a bite out of delicious Dubai chocolate in front of the slave pickup.
I was so excited to come home to a comfy bed. It's just me and Benita. I want to show like hang out if I want. Like if I'm like Benita, I got a blunt. Like you think she'll come smoke it with me?
All right, nice and cozy. Wow.
Oh no, this room is crazy.
I'm on the Arabian Peninsula right now.
I didn't know how to check out. Benita was nowhere to be found, so I just dipped and left the key in the door. I had my
Just let no.
last day, so I thought I'd check out Dubai from like a brand new perspective.
It's so fucking early, and it's so hot out somehow still.
First off was checking out the Dubai World Islands. These are a set of man-made islands that were.
I mean, to be fair, it's beautiful. It really is. It's beautiful. I'm not gonna say that it's not like a gorgeous place. With a slavery underground and stuff. Obviously, that's pretty wild.
Supposed to resemble all the different countries in the world, and then they were supposed to build things on these islands like resorts and houses, and then they went broke and didn't because of the 2008 financial crisis, except for one island which was supposed to have a beach resort, except they shut that down too.
So I'm at the only remaining way to get to the world islands, and the boat's not running. So maybe I was just saved from capsizing at sea. I'll take it as a sign.
So I decided to go to the other giant man-made island that they destroyed an entire marine ecosystem for, the Palm Jumeirah.
They got one little dinky train to connect the whole Palm. As someone that watches so many urban planning YouTube videos, this is the worst urban planned neighborhood I've ever seen in my life. Look at the Palm here. Imagine you live here and you just fell down the stairs and you were bleeding out. You have to go all the way around, up and then down, all because they want to make a palm tree emoji in the fucking ocean.
Also,
Radical materialism. Holy shit. And honestly, you show this to the world, and you'd be like, whoa, this is an island in the shape of a palm tree. It's the coolest fucking thing in the world. But obviously, it's a nightmare.
Down, all because they want to make a palm tree emoji in the fucking ocean.
also I was trying
You have to realize that in America, for example, everyone shits on America. America does highly value, for the most part, utility over just the sloppy amounts of materialistic garbage. And not that there isn't materialism in America. There absolutely is. But you cannot compare.
Enjoying my train ride, but this guy put his arm around me and kept touching my back, so it ruined my already amazing experience in Dubai.
Also, let me just say, like, I pride myself in having
He's also, like, you have to realize the sexual assault rates in these places are also astronomical. And, I mean, he's not a woman, so he doesn't have to worry, because if any dude touches him, that dude gets executed. Man rape, not to be worried about.
excellent British radar. Like, I can clock when someone is British, but it is completely thrown off here, because the second they open their mouth, the Russian, they're hitting me with the privyet, and I just don't know what they're saying.
And surprise to no one, all the streets of Palm Jumeirah were just like McMansions filled with empty ghost streets with like not a soul walking.
Makes sense.
That is except for their luxury hotels with private beaches.
I don't know. This whole place has a crazy fucking Epstein Island vibe to it. He would.
Why? Is it because the age of consent there is like 12? Is it because you can marry 12-year-olds legally? Is that it? Is that what gives that impression? Did I forget to mention that?
Eat this place up. I'm curious how far I can get into this place.
Also, just a general rule of thumb, if you pull up to a place and they got a Gordon Ramsay themed restaurant, get out of there.
Run, get out of there. It's a Wellington Wednesday.
Oh my god.
I want him dead. Also, this is like the least pedestrian friendly place I've ever been in my fucking life. The beach is right there. You gotta walk 2 miles. I feel like I'm playing fucking Frogger right now. Like, this is actually a pedestrian crosswalk. Also, there's no beach. To get actual beach, you have to stay at the like $3,000 a night hotel. Here,
oh yeah, I forgot about that. The beaches are actually cornered off for the hotels.
Rocks. We got so many rocks.
And as I watched the sunset on the beach outside of the Atlantis Hotel, I saw bus after bus of workers who had just clocked out of the hotels, workers who were building the next big resort, getting bused back to their slave quarters. And also this guy, who was just catching a fucking vibe, I guess.
God, it feels so fucking weird, like, knowing exactly where those buses are going and where they're coming from.
Yeah, correct. And every single person every millionaire, billionaire around the world that's staying in this hotel in order to essentially flex how rich they are, like, it's built on these backs. It's like, why can't we have a place like this in America? Well, this is the cost.
There's so many.
Like, I do want to clarify. I am sure that not everyone that is involved in the hospitality industry, the construction industry, or any other industry like that is trapped here. Is what, like, human rights groups would
obviously not. They just have, I don't know, 136,000 slaves. Only 136,000 slaves.
A slave. But I would say that even if there's 2 people, 1 person that is under those conditions, you need to seriously rethink the entire fucking system that set this up, that allows for this to exist.
And that is why Western civilization is the greatest civilization in the history of the world. It's based on biblical principles, and this cannot function under biblical principles. And that is why America, the greatest country in the world, abolished slavery. It's not a bad country because it had slaves. It's a glorious country because they sacrificed what would turn America into a beautiful, beautiful materialistic dystopia. They sacrificed their wealthy futures for the sakes of the poor, the sakes of the slaves, the sakes of the people that, honestly, would never be able to work themselves out of the predicament that they found themselves in. That is why Western civilization is the GOAT. And no matter how much these fucking woke retards on the internet, and I love yelling at you and preaching at you, and your school teacher and your college professor tells you about how America is secretly bad, built on colonialism, and everything is evil and bad, they're all wrong. They're all wrong. America is the best culture in the world because it's based on the best moral principles. And nothing will ever come close. I mean, I don't know, maybe something will come close. Who knows what the future will hold. But if it does come close, it'll also be built on moral, biblical principles.
Sun goes down on my last day in Dubai. I thought, you know what? Let's get one last look at this wretched place from another observation deck. I'm on like the shaft of the penis right now, so I'm gonna get a good view of all of the man-made monstrosities below. All right, well, let's go up.
The entrance was like this fake LED aquarium thing, and then they had this diagram on the floor of how they built it, how they dredged up like millions of pounds of coral to just like put McMansions on it, but then they finally let me go up. Surprise, surprise, it was another view of a shitty real estate project with mediocre food.
And to be honest, it's probably beautiful, but that's not the point.
At least I finally got a meal. I had about 4 hours until I had to go to the airport, and it dawned on me that I hadn't done a single thing that actually brought me joy or fun since I was in Dubai. So I was like, maybe there's a rave or something. Maybe there's nightlife in Dubai.
Now, one issue that's missing here that I'll probably never experience, knock on wood. Where's a tree? I need a tree. Knock on bush. Actually has happened in this club behind me. I read this horrific story of this woman who was an influencer who was human trafficked from the club behind me. They found her bleeding with broken
model missing for 10 days after Dubai sex party. Found broken, bloodied on side of road. But don't worry, the rape rate is 0, guys.
bones on the side of the road like days later. And that is just one example of the many stories I've read about women facing human trafficking in Dubai. And like
rape rate 0.
I'm gonna go in though, check out the vibe.
And it was fucking terrible. There was not a soul in there, and I wasn't even that early. And when I went to the bartender, he was doing this for like 2 minutes before I could even order a drink.
Oh my.
That place was whack as fuck.
I've never been more ready to leave a place in my life. Even their metro has like a regular and then like a first class. For the train, for the subway, mind you. I'm never coming back.
That sounds familiar. Forcing certain people to sit at the back of the train.
You should just like try and get in the gold car. The exclusive 24-karat matcha Dubai chocolate.
I'm about to board. I'm about to leave Dubai forever. I don't think he'll come back. So let me just soak up the last few moments in the UAE. Okay, I'm good. Let's go.
As I leave, I can't help but harbor this feeling that like I get to leave. Like that's like a luxury that you can live here. That's like not
you know, the best places in the world are the places you can also leave, if you know what I'm saying.
The case for so many people. I don't think I've ever been to like a more pointless place in the world. Like there is no need for any of this to be here.
True.
What I really hope you take away from this is
yeah. If you radical materialism is toxic, and your soul is worth more than anything that money can buy.
Ever seen someone go to Dubai and thought, maybe I would like to go to Dubai? I hope you understand that Dubai is just North Korea with a Gucci belt on. However, the one good thing that happened while I was there was I remembered that in this Western world, we benefit so much from the sacrifices made by people that we'll never meet thousands of miles away in developing countries. But Dubai, has all of that together in one place. You have the most insane and extreme opulence and extravagance, and then you go 20 minutes down the street and you have the humans that prop all of that up and are the only reason why that exists.
Yep, basically. So the point of this is that this video is in fact sponsored by Beast World. Go to Beastland in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where Sharia law is based as fuck. And if you are gay, you might die. Well, thanks for watching. Subscribe. I'm sorry to bring you the realities of the world unfiltered, but that's what we have here. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank God. God bless America. God bless the people of the book, man. Biblical values, they're just better. They're just better, actually. Stop believing the pundits that are paid to launder the reputation of slaver pedophiles. Obviously not everyone's a slaver pedophile, but there are enough of them for me to make that generalization. Shout out to Zoran Mamdani's aunt. She personally did not fly the plane into the Twin Tower. They don't trust female pilots. Broken clocks, right? Twice a day. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, man.